Alright, I wanted to take it easy today, go outside, chill out, and work on my upcoming videos, but I didn't because it was raining all day, and so I used that as my excuse to not do anything at all. No, I'm joking. I did do some work anyway. Quite a bit of work, actually, that I'm quite happy with, but nothing on the videos, so that'll have to come tomorrow. As for the game, boom. Level 7, all set up and good to go. Have to decorate it all, of course, and do the lighting, but otherwise, it's pretty much set. Got it all done today. This looks decorated, but this is just a copy paste from a previous level. Now, as you can see, this level is actually somewhat unique. First of all, spoilers. Oh, what do we got going on here? The introduction of another new character. Damn, it's a rescue mission. As you can see, she's been taken hostage. And, sorry, 1 second, I'm trying to scroll back. What the fuck? My mouse wheel isn't the greatest. Anyway, so if I go all the way back out here, 1 second. So you can see the whole level. It's quite a bit smaller than most levels, about half the size. And the reason for that is because once you get into the hostage room, there's these covered up rooms slash buildings, and there are entrances here. And that's because this is going to be like a wave-based survival twist on the game. So you got to clear all the rooms out, and then you come into here, and after you kill these guys, new guys will keep flooding into the room for a little while, and you have to kill them all as well to complete the mission. Otherwise, it works exactly the same. If you die, you have to start at the beginning again, but the overall length of it, because the number of rooms is cut in half, is still going to be roughly the same duration as all the other levels as well. So there you go. Pretty cool. And there's not much to it, but I did some decorating in this room too, so I feel like I should get this one done pretty quickly, at least aesthetically anyway. I do still need to test the gameplay again. It's been a long time since I've looked at how this is all set up. It should be set up code-wise for everything to work properly, but I'm sure I'm gonna have to make some adjustments again to make the enemies come out properly and all that and balance it, but yeah, otherwise, pretty sweet. Pretty happy I got that done. And otherwise, I got, nothing else going on, really. That's basically it. Things did not quite go as I wanted them to today, but at least I was productive. I was gonna say a little bit about, I don't know, people still talking a lot about AI stuff. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm not in touch with how widespread this is, but because I feel like I hear about people getting let go because of AI at their jobs. But I'm surprised by this because frankly, after now daily usage of ChatGPT over half a year, it's very useful as a productive tool, of course, and it can make you a lot more efficient. But in terms of producing stuff from scratch, I find that it's basically fucking garbage. It's always uninspired mishmashes of stuff, and I've used it for lots of different things. I've tried making art with it. I tried to use it to help like master my music with writing, and it seems to me like when it comes to producing something from scratch, it's impressive in its own right and compared to previous technology, but if you are someone who knows what they're doing in their field of work, it will never be able to produce something better than that. It can't master music better than I can master music, and I'm an amateur at it. It can't produce art better than anything I see from actual artists. It can't produce writing that's more soulful or better than anything I can write. So I don't understand how there's this big freak out that like it's coming for everyone's jobs and that all these creatives are being let go and it's taking their work and whatever. I feel like even if it's happening right now, that some moron business leaders are seriously trying to replace mass amounts of people with this dog shit, they're just going to be rehiring those people very soon because the hype is going to die down. Everyone's going to get used to the very easily spotted crappy ass quality of the fucking kind of stuff that AI produces. And unless they were producing total dog shit stuff in the first place, they're going to need actual artists to be able to produce good stuff. And I feel like everyone is basing their fears on some kind of non-existent futuristic sci-fi world where we have something equivalent to like real artificial intelligence with consciousness, and it's in like a robot body and it's going to take over everyone's jobs. This stuff just constantly makes me think of 20 years ago, people talking about how every grocery store you go to, it's like, we're going to be all robots and there's going to be no cashiers anymore, and fast food restaurants are going to be all robots. And like 10 years ago, people being like, oh, there's not going to be any cars anymore. Cars are going to all drive themselves, and your car will actually like Uber people while you're like not driving and you're at work or something. Like, none of this has happened. Nothing at all. To this day, we have what? Self-checkout things at groceries and fast food places, and then they had to hire people to stand around and cover those machines because they break down all the time, they suck fucking ass, and half the people get confused how to use them anyway. So it doesn't seem like, over all the predictions over the past few decades of people constantly talking about how automation is going to displace all these people, every single time it displaces actually a relatively small amount of people as far as I can tell, and it just pushes them into other jobs because this just frees up like a few hands to do something more efficiently. With the things, like I look at a McDonald's nearby, for example, it doesn't look to me like there's less people working there than there was 20, 30 years ago. It looks like they can just serve more orders at the same time because a lot of people can order at the machines instead of going to the cash all the time. But otherwise, it's basically exactly the same. So yeah, I don't know. That's how I look at AI stuff right now. It all seems very useful for editing things, for helping you along with stuff you've already made, and for doing like really tedious, menial tasks that I can't imagine is like anyone's entire job. It just makes you more productive and more efficient at doing those jobs, but you still need a person there. So yeah, I don't know. Everyone keeps arguing over the ethics and whatnot of this stuff, but even putting all those arguments aside, it just seems to me like, while it's a I won't say it's a conversation not worth having, it's just not actually the one that's relevant right now, it seems to me. Like, it doesn't actually produce anything that's all that worthwhile anymore. I remember seeing even also, I want to mention just a couple other things, actually. First of all, I went to Midjourney's website, and at least I think it was Midjourney, and on the front page, they have this huge gallery of all the most recently created images from people. And if you click on them, you can also see what the prompt was that was used to create the image. And the thing that stuck out to me when looking at it is every single picture looks, super beautiful. It's got that like almost too perfect AI touch to it. But what's interesting is when you read the prompts, it feels like the majority of the images generated are not what the person asked for. There's almost always some kind of detail, a major detail that's completely missing. Sometimes it's just like not at all what the person asked for. So even in these impressive examples, you can see how hard it is to actually get anything truly useful out of it. On LinkedIn recently, I saw some other guy talking about how, like, I'm training the future generation of filmmakers and and you gotta get used to using AI if you want to make movies in the future. And he gives his example of this movie, quote unquote, he put together, a trailer over the course of a few weeks. And it's fucking terrible. Like, it's crazy reading this stuff and being like, this is the style of the trailer was like what a person with zero fucking artistic sensibility or taste would think counts as a movie. It's like the kind of shit that someone who makes really shitty B movies would make, except without any of the handcrafted nature to it. It's just kind of bizarre and almost alien looking. It was like a Top Gun style faked movie of like two fighter jets fighting up a little bit in space above the clouds, then coming down to an almost futuristic looking forest setting, and they're shooting at other ships, but like it doesn't make any sense at all. The cuts are all over the place. It looks like they're in completely different places from what cut to the next. The faces are changing. The sound is awful. Like, everything about it is just fucking terrible. It's impressive. Again, it's impressive in that you couldn't just write a few words and generate imagery like this in the past, but in the context of actually making something of quality, it's fucking terrible. And all of it is terrible. Like it doesn't hold up to any kind of professional standard. And the other example I was going to point out, the thing that really is laughable to me and makes no sense, is I remember some months back being on TikTok on a regular basis, and I was all the time being fed these videos of people evangelizing about AI. Oh, if you want to make commercials for super cheap, you're like a big corporation and you need to make commercials. You won't have to pay lots of money for actors or anything anymore. Check out this new AI technology where you feed it one template and now you can generate like 1 million variations of an advertisement and all this kind of stuff. And the thing that always stuck out to me is, if it actually works like that, if it's actually that good, why the fuck are you spending your time making social media videos telling me to use this stuff? Why would you even be telling anyone about this? Why don't you go and make your own company and sell like, hey, I'll make a professional level commercial for your company and charge people like hundreds of dollars for it, even though it costs you fucking nothing to make it. Oh, it's actually because it's dog shit and they're all like fucking lying about it. It's because if you actually go and use those tools yourself, you'll see it's incredibly hard to get it to produce what you actually want it to produce, and it almost always does weird shit that is completely professionally unusable. And it's just all these fucking grifters everywhere all the time, man. Like, I seriously cannot believe at this point, like I said, you're using ChatGPT and these tools on a day-to-day basis and you get used to it like I have. I don't know how you don't start seeing the cracks in it, and you start seeing, like, the illusion starts to fade pretty fast. And once you get used to it and you get how it works and you see the flaws, I find it hard to believe how people are still sitting around being like, everyone's going to lose their jobs because of this. The fucking, peer automation and the revolution's coming and UBI and, universal basic income is coming and all this kind of stuff. Like, dude, I think people are hyping this up to be something 1,000 times more advanced than it actually is. I think the timeline for that kind of possibility, if it even is a possibility, I understand that in principle, in theory, it seems like it should be, but we don't even know if it's technically possible to create like artificial general intelligence yet, or if we have the capacity to do so, or what kind of resources it takes to do that. I mean, even like, think about this model right now, how much resources goes into this shit? Fucking acres and acres of land, of servers and shit that they have to keep building to exponentially greater sizes to make like small incremental improvements to stuff like ChatGPT. And you're telling me that like we have the energy and the capacity right now to build something that needs to be like 100 times more advanced than that, to build something that has like consciousness to the like specificity or quality of like the human brain? It just doesn't seem realistic right now. It seems like something that, if that's even possible, is going to happen in like 100 years from now, not in a decade, not even in 2 decades. That is like a whole other multiple steps of technological revolution that's going to take a long time to get to. And I don't know, maybe I'll eat my words over the next couple decades or something, but that's what it seems like to me. And yeah, I don't know. It all seems very overblown to me, and I can't help but think that anyone who produces anything of genuine quality on any level is not ultimately really going to be replaced by this. I think a lot of people are gonna, I would like to think not too long from now, that the public is no longer going to accept the mass production of all this AI, same looking like amateur bullshit. They're gonna be forced to hire anyone who actually had some real talent or quality, and probably only a relatively small subset compared to all the crazy shit people are talking about, if people are actually going to be replaced, who are doing like the most menial work. And it'll probably be like most other automation revolution type things that have happened economically, where usually what happens is not really some kind of catastrophic mass layoffs, but more so like a shift in what kinds of jobs people work, because of so many new positions being opened up because of the productivity and the efficiency that this new tool creates. Anyway, that's what it seems like to me, and something I was thinking about tonight. That's all I got to say. Peace.